What's up, guys? Welcome to the Hard Carry, where we're carrying CDL matches straight to you. We're here today, Major 4 tournament, winners round 1, Atlanta Faze versus Seattle Surge. These teams just faced off last week, and Seattle came out on top with the incredible 3-0 sweep. Let's see if it happens again, or can Faze work it up? Let's check it out.
Public opinions, Atlanta Faze maybe going down just a tad, given how their Major 4 qualifier performance went, Jay. I mean, it didn't feel like there was a lot of
Happy Full 20 to anyone who
W's that they
celebrates.
had. They get a 3-1 win versus Toronto Ultra, but some other W's, right?
Fred,
Came in fashions like versus Minnesota, versus Florida, where it went the distance. A lot of people are curious to see what Faze we will see here in match 1.
Beezy shooting his
Atlanta
friends.
Faze all throughout stage 4. They were actually bleeding. They were bleeding in search and destroy. They lost 3 S&Ds throughout that stage, and then even in hardpoint, this is the mode that they have been struggling with, and the guy that we specifically got to talk about is going to be Slasher. He's currently sitting dead last in hardpoint KD going into the major, so he's a big guy that always plays to his level of competition, especially on land, so I'm looking at a big performance from him today.
Yeah, we were hearing about the numbers from Slasher. Obviously, want to see him try to turn things around. We had the ability to talk with some of our teams actually coming into Major 4, and he stressed it. He was like, hey, I just haven't been feeling well. I've been sick pretty much throughout the entirety here of Major 4, but we need him to be dominant today. It feels like lately for Faze, especially in the respawns, man, they need all the help they can get, especially in these HPs. But into P2 we go. Currently, it is Faze with those preferred spawns. A great little wave of kills come through. That's a clean 4 down, and now it is Faze in prime possession of the lobby.
And that's great adjustments
Faze
already from Atlanta Faze. They give them 28 seconds over towards the P1. They have to lose some crucial gunfights to win the spawns for the next hill, and so far they have held this down flawlessly. Finally, Seattle are finally able to get a couple kills to find a break, but with only 20 seconds left, now you want to start to hit that rotation, and with all the players from Seattle dropping, they're still spawning at old. There's only one player here now. It's going to be Mac with his hands full of BZ and Slasher ready for the push.
Yeah, we'll see what McKenzie can do. Thankfully, he does have player Aiden Pred alongside of him. So one player coming in from one angle, one coming in from the other. And how about that synergy
break from
coming
Seattle
through from the SMG?
to get rotation.
Will reign on top, at
Faze
least for
is
the
still
moment.
right there.
You do still have a few close spawns coming in from Atlanta, but that is a
good wall bang from Celium.
Coming in early for Surge. We'll see how long they can weather the storm for.
Oh, how long can they hold it, though? Because the pressure right there from Atlanta Faze, the 2 players who were left in towards the back.
Fred last left.
Celium is still staying alive. He's waiting for his teammates to get into the play, but he wins another one versus Pred. Seattle's still getting a good chunk of time, though. So if you are Atlanta Faze, you still got to try to fight this. You're contesting it from the back end. With only 30 seconds left, it's trades back and forth. But Seattle, they're winning on top of these trades, man. That's another 3 dead. This is going to be a great rotation, leading to some great time to give themselves a nice little comfortable lead.
Oh, that was a huge 1v1 as well that our wonderful observers were able to catch. If Mac is able to win that, could be a totally different story when it comes down to the bar. But as you said, buddy, Surge locked down the time, looks solid overall when it comes down to the kitchen. But now as we rotate toward next, we'll see what Faze can try and provide us with, as they'll have preferred spawns, have preferred positioning, and what numbers can Surge make the break, or can Atlanta begin to lock things down? A lot of questions when it comes down to this team on holds. It feels like oftentimes they can be a dominant team when it comes down to positions like this, and at times it's also been their kryptonite. So far, doing a solid job down by 30.
BZ, 2 big kills.
From Atlanta Faze, because like you said, it's been their kryptonite, especially on a map like Hotel, where they are sitting last in hold percentage. But so far, 30 uncontested seconds over towards the double desk kill. They know where Seattle is spawning, over towards the bedroom side. The trades are
Simp!
starting to get heat up as he's able to find 3, selling with the final. And with only 20 seconds left, an instant blow right back from Atlanta Faze for them to eventually take the lead. Now you're forcing Seattle off that rotation.
Yeah, but this feels like the definition of a boxing match so far. You just see haymakers coming in from both sides and then just quickly sip. Nice little jab there from 3, cuts away a few, and that is a welcoming sight if you're an Atlanta Faze fan. You want to see Sim going off. You want to see a BZ lighting things up and trying to get the revenge versus Seattle Surge. As we said just a week ago, a dominant 3-0 Faze that they can come out, win the opening hard point.
This one's still close.
Opinions begin to turn.
Accuracy, 2 big kills.
Locking things down for the moment, but instantly back come Atlanta.
This has been an absolute mix fest of a hard point to start this game off. Every time I think someone is going to get the spawns, the break is instantly in, or gunfights are just scattered all around the map. Just keeping it chaotic as possible. As Seattle Surge are getting a good chunk of time in towards the Diner Hill. With only 20 seconds left, Atlanta Faze, they have to be forced to now cut their losses. Make sure you maintain those spawns over towards that plat. You do not want to let this game get out of hand because 2 players from Seattle are already off the rotation. Sip's going to be the only guy here. Mac with that dead silence can potentially make a play.
See if he's able to do it. Mac will just try to cut away the forces. The spawners from Faze instantly caught off guard as Slasher. It's Simp and Celia who were able to eventually drop him Pred, trying to cause a dent as well. So wave 1 cleared from Atlanta. What could have been a very scary situation ends up turning out in their favor, but still a lot of time to fight for. Sib aware
17
of that.
and 9.
To a wonderful start, but that is not a kill that, or rather a gun engagement that he'd like to replicate. Hits the dust really with 17 and 9 currently as his score line, but Faze beginning to rack up the time. Abizi ends up falling from the flank,
accuracy,
and that's a lovely double coming in from accuracy.
Oh, Accuracy is the only guy from Seattle Search who got that kitchen spawn, so he's able to at least find those 2 kills, relieve some of that pressure. But now it's all about shutting down Sith, the guy who's currently on a 5 spree. Let's jump around. Let's try to hit a little dancey dance around the hill just to stay alive and earn this cruise missile. Does just that with the repositioning. Whips out the TAC 56, cannot find the final. But
Simp is
the
on
MVP
one.
of Major 2. He's coming alive for this Atlanta Faze squad. Down 20 points now, going into the second half of rotations.
Oh my word, everybody's hitting some crazy shots. I imagine that the communication with Faze was absolutely wild in a moment like that. In fact, let's go and see how the comms are sounding right now with the Faze boys.
I'm holding wine cut. One's cat room. I hear him. I can't really watch that for you. Couch, I think. Cat, main, guys, main. Cat, wine, one shot, one shot. Couch is nowhere. Mac is one shot, one. Alright, couch is nowhere. I spawn. I'm gonna cut before. Okay, I'm gonna go couch. Stay near Navy. Trying to wait for you guys on patio. I don't see him wine. Pressure. I hear one in P5. Couch is stun. MP5 press. He's still down, going down. He's close on. He's still there. I don't know what's got couches on. One down. Give me main. Oh! Oh wait. One cut. Going on double thing. Double. I'll play the back. I'm holding your left. Nice. I'm holding main. I have your left. You need help right there? I'm holding broken. I have time. MC, make sure you block the back. Make sure you stand on the stairs. I have your spot. Thanks. Holding bro. Hurt him. They can be P4. I don't have your P4 that. One coming. I have your
The great little check-in there with the Atlanta Faze boys as they are very much so trying to fight for that back lobby spawn. Jay, they get a few interesting spawns toward the back, and from there you can tell they're trying to be aware, trying to catch Seattle Surge off guard, and also not hand this over. This is a huge brawl, and Surge just walks straight through the front door and gun pretty much everybody except for Simp. He eventually drops, and boy, is that a massive swing in this game.
Oh, that's unacceptable right there. If you are Atlanta Faze, you heard at the end of those comms where Abiz was like, make sure Selling you're sitting in the back to make sure you block that spawn. Because the last time Atlanta Faze played this map, it was a flawless P2 hit, but with them not blocking, they instantly got broken. But Seattle, they weren't even worried about it. They pushed their way right through the front door and punched Atlanta Faze right in the mouth to find that break and now give themselves a nice little 60-point lead going over towards the kitchen hill. This has to be a flawless hold from Atlanta Faze. Down by 50. They can definitely take the lead with a full 60 here.
Yeah, they absolutely can, but it's not going to be easy, right? Versus this Seattle Surge team who, as we know, man, just has the unbelievable slang ability. It just feels like they have that chance to pop off at a moment's notice. Really the highest KD on Hotel Hardpoint right now on the season in Civ, trying to do his work. He and Brett looking to lead the way. The sophomores trying to dominate here inside of the diner. Right now, they're doing it. Sib with an excellent shot. Now has given Surge the control that they have been fighting for so desperately. Pred eventually drops around the outside, but Seattle continuing to stack up the seconds.
With only 20 seconds left on this hill, Seattle cannot win it, but this is basically a guaranteed map 1 win. If you can close out this final 15, you will put yourself at 246 points, only 4 seconds from you taking map number 1. Now we head over towards the P4 double desk hardpoint where Atlanta Faze got a full 60 hold. Well, last time around, you got the Tiny Terrors being super aggressive on the map, just creating layers for Seattle Surge, trying to find the break through the front end. Right now, the kills are just scattered. Pred starts it off with a big kill onto Simp in towards bedroom. Now Seattle can attack from the front.
Yeah, it's just so tough. I mean, it's just so tough given the scoreline that we currently have. All you need is one more break, and is this it? Is this where the hardpoint comes to a close? It looks like it's possible. Pred does get taken down. It's a 1v1 for time, and Sib able to gun Simp. As we said, 3 more points to go, and Surge, they're giving it all they got. They want to lock this one up right here. No heroics potentially today. It's a team kill. MC out of the fight with the rest of Faze, holding it down for as long as they can. Another massive 1v1. Faze, very much so, still hanging out. But Jay, they've got to be careful. Sid is looking to try to go for these last few gunfights. He eventually drops, and now it's a race on the rotation.
It's a race on a rotation in Atlanta Faze. They're finding all the kills in the feed. Seattle Surge puts so much pressure on towards Double Deaths that now they're not going to have any bodies over towards the Diner Hill. So it's only 2 players here, Celium and Abizi. What can they do? Sip off spawn at least does take down 1. But Atlanta Faze, they are making the comeback happen. Seattle Surge, they have to find a break.
You can tell Surge beginning to scramble for a moment. However, those are 2, making 3, all 4 huge entry kills. And in the moment where we thought Faze could begin their pursuit of a comeback, Seattle. Pretty much in the back seat, it felt like throughout this entire hard point. Just felt like Surge, whenever they wanted to, whenever they were able to really formulate. Seattle 2-4, but I guess the positive, it feels like for every team right now in the league is that you have the ability to watch Atlanta. Like if you are Faze, you can't watch your own VOD and really learn from it because there's really nothing for you to try and perfect because of how solid that they looked. We've seen Faze try and even bring out a few new maps. Like I said, Fortress Search Destroy the last time these teams played, that didn't go well for them. But back to Old Faithful we go. Into round 1, it is Seattle with pretty much full control over this B side. They instantly went all 4 into Kitchen, and right now it is paying off quite nicely.
Oh yeah, there's a free bomb plant. 4v4 on a retake. Atlanta Faze have to try to find a way into the kitchen. Celium starts it off with the snipe, but Mac is able to find 2 and keep the numbers in favor of Seattle. So it's all up to Sip and Slasher in the 2v3.
See what they can get done. Slasher, great kill. Pred in the meantime, able to find 1 as well. So trades obviously will favor Surge with the remainder of this round. But what can Slasher do? Not a whole lot. I think it's Mac at the end of the day who ends up finding the final kill. It was 2 prior to that. Wonderful work coming in from the SMGs as we'll take a look. Yep, it is Mac with the hat trick. Jay, do you think Mac is maybe the most important player in this series?
Oh yeah, Mac without question. At least for Seattle's sake, Mac is definitely the guy that if he's able to do what he does best, that's like sit on hill, get his huge one-on-one gunfights. He's the most important player for Seattle because you know what you're going to get out of Pred. You know what you're going to get out of Sid. And accuracy, as of recent, he's been a guy on a mission as well. So Mac is the guy. If he's taking over, just like he did the last time that these guys matched up, clean, easy work for Seattle.
Yeah, you just wonder sometimes, like, what player has the ability to, like, really get you over the finish line. And it just feels like so often in these historic battles between these two, it's just so many different amazing plays come into mind when it comes down to Mackenzie. But into round 2 we go, and Pred is quickly out of the fight. So sweat off the brow of your Faze. You've gotten rid of the Aussie, and now what can you do in this 4v3?
Yeah, now in the 4v3 you go. Simp finds a second. Accuracy at least there for the trade. So now it's a 2v3. Abizi's turn to strike. Takes down accuracy. Now it's all left up to Mac. The info is there, and the teammates go for the chow. As Atlanta Faze, more specifically the Tiny Terrors, take over in that round to tie it up at 1. And one thing that I really wanted to talk about is how good Atlanta Faze is on their attacking rounds on this map. They're second overall, and believe it or not, they do it without getting the bomb down. They are the second best team on this map. They are 11th at getting the bomb down. So it just tells me right there that Seattle have to be ready for their 2-2 split. They're not picking up the bomb off the rip. They're dropping it towards the middle of the map, and then they're just playing the 2-2 split to get the info. Once they get the info, you get a couple players to rotate back. You just have to be able to read that if you are Seattle, because they don't get that bomb down. Just hold strong on your setup.
That's so weird, too, because like we talk about like maps like Embassy, where that is their specialty.
Oh.
Speaking of specialties, there's the signal. It's becoming a prominent thing here in the CDL. I think it was Cell, actually. It was the first one to bring it out. And right now it is looking lovely. See if he can put that thing on rapid fire and maybe play a nice little tune for us. Maybe the jukebox could be a thing here in Hotel. But round 3 starting off quite nicely for Faze. Accuracy very much so aware of the snipe that could be in his face very soon. Have to back on up, rejoin Sib. So you got the 2 ARs left for Seattle. We'll see what they can accomplish. Problem being is that, well, you've got quite a few Faze members established in the middle side of the map. So no matter what bomb site you go to, Faze are most likely going to know about it.
Yeah, Faze is just fully set up for the aggressive push towards either side. Sib finds the timing and is able to take down Accuracy. Now it's all left up to Sib. Trophy in the back of his pocket. At least he's able to take down Sib. Make it more manageable for the 1v2, but you see both players from Atlanta Faze there just watching the cross. Slasher as Selim's back. Selim's actually going to miss a snipe, so Sim can make this happen 1v1 versus Slasher.
And right now, if you're Slasher, you're thinking 15 seconds left. Does he have the ability to make the way?
Can he
make his way all the way over to B? We will find out.
The timing.
I don't think he's going to get it there. No, he's not going to. I don't know if he got that. We will find out. Did Sim get the plant in time? No, he does not. A slight hesitation, a little bit of a movement change, and he has got a shot. But in that moment, if you're Slasher, you're thinking, hey, like, you know, surely there's no way that he goes for the rotation. He does. High risk, high reward play does not pan out. Faze go up 2-1.
Oh, man. It almost came down to literally a millisecond right there. If Sib is able to get that bomb down, it's about 15, 20 seconds before Slasher even finds himself on the right side of the map. With no time left. Sib almost for the 1v3. Slasher's able to clutch up on the 1v1. For now, Atlanta Faze to go up 2-1. And they're back to the offensive strategy. Get that bomb down, play for your info, go for the 2-2 split. But this time, Seattle Surge, they're playing for that mid-map.
And Joe, why are we seeing Faze just leave the bomb in spawn? Like, oftentimes we're like, oh, that's a mistake. Why is Faze doing that right now?
The reason why is because you just simply play for your info. You know, if the guys that go over towards double desk, towards the left side, towards A, you just want to see a couple of those guys on that side of the map. Once you get that info, then you got to decide if you want to rotate it over towards kitchen or rotate it back over towards that A site. Right now, Seattle Surge, they really haven't given up anything. That's why they haven't seen Atlanta Faze make a move yet. But Pred strikes first. Selim is there for the trade. 3v3. Bomb should be going down today.
Yeah, thankfully, if you are Atlanta, I was going to say, though, you do have player number 2 who has made a bit of progress. But how about the close range fight there for MC, as he will quite literally drop the mic right on Mac's dead corpse. And there you go for Faze. An excellently played round, but my God, it definitely came down to some massive 1v1s.
Oh, man, I can't believe Selim was able to win that one-on-one versus Mac over towards Sandy's. That's attack up close and personal versus a Vaz there, but we all know Selim is one of the most difficult kills in the CDL that there is. As he just makes it look easy, finds the final 2 kills on the round. Atlanta Faze up 3-1.
Did you ever play against Cell, Jay, in your career?
Thank God. Thank God I didn't have to. He would have put me into the retirement home sooner probably than later.
Any, like, online tournaments, like, at all?
Nope.
Okay,
I don't believe so.
Fair enough. I would have loved to have seen you guys duel with the snipers. That would have been a blast to see. Maybe in ranked, it could be a story to watch at some point. But right now, Cell bringing back out that signal. See if he can connect quite literally in more ways than one. Sib, oh my God, he sees the shoulder. He sees the shoulder. And Sib not going to give him anything. Maybe he does. It's a hip. It is a hip shot that will take down Sib. Mac as well will fall. We say goodnight to Lamar. As that is all up to Pred now. 1v4. What do you got, buddy?
What do you got, Predator? You're a phenomenal S&D player. Third best overall S&D KD throughout stage 4. 1v4 versus Atlanta Faze. It all starts with one. Absolute beamer onto a Beezy. Time is starting to tick. Dead silence is now earned, but this might not be the opportunity you want to invest it. All the players from Atlanta Faze are saying, screw it, we're going to get with the bomb plan. We're watching that bedroom from so many different angles. Eventually, Selim is able to line it up with the Signal 50 to close out the round. 3 rounds in a row for Atlanta Faze. And this is why they are the best S&D team in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you just added in that extra layer as well. Somebody as nasty as someone like Celium, who's just obviously very, very talented, no matter what the weapon that you have in his hand, but obviously hitting some flicks, hitting some wonderful shots, and as we said, hits the hip of Sib. Definitely a little frustrated being in that godheady where he was. A prominent position that quickly gets opened up, and from there, it is now 4-1 in favor of Faze. 1 kill away is Celium from earning that cruise missile. We'll see if the positives can only stack up. Will the rich get richer? And right now for Faze, they've got quite a bit of real estate over at B. That restaurant absolutely belongs to them. As they look to set up shop, we'll see what the strategy elects to be. Maybe opening up their options and maybe trying to fake out Surge here, Jay.
Oh, that's exactly what they're trying to do. They know that they put a lot of pressure over towards that diner side. Seattle didn't get anything with the 4-stack over towards A. They decide to hit that rotation. Unfortunately, it does not work out for them as Sib and Preda able to find the first 2. 4v2, finally a man advantage for Seattle on defense.
You can see how much of a frustrating gunfight loss that is from Sip. It looked like he did everything right except for pretty much take down the guy. And now from there, 2 quick picks have turned this round on its head completely. As for Abizi and Slasher just trying to unite, because, I mean, you can try to get that bomb down over at A, but if you're the man planting down the bomb, you've got no cover. You've got nobody on Overwatch. However, Abizi trying to lead the charge. He will drop, and now it is all up to Slasher, and he gets melted there from Sib. And boy, did you need a round like that if you're Surge trying to remain alive 4-2.
Yeah, big round right there from Seattle. I thought that round was definitely going against them when they decided to hit that rotation back over towards Kitchen, but Atlanta Faze did not commit that bomb plant over towards A. They wasted so much time on the attacking side that Seattle were able to read the play, find the first 2, and then pick off the final 2 players to stop the bleeding for now. Down 4-2, back on the attack. I would like to see Seattle just be all-out aggressive towards one site. We saw it happen in the first round. You had a lot of success over towards B. Can they replicate that again?
So that be put into motion very soon. You know the strategy typically is for Atlanta. Oftentimes Slasher is going to be the one hanging out toward back B. However, it is Abizi able to join him. Slasher finds his pick as well. The SMGs have been found, and now they will call upon Simp to go for the flank. In the meantime, Accuracy will put up his second kill on the board. Sib tagged up, but not yet bagged. Simp with all the information in the world. There is surely no way that Atlanta allowed for this round to slip on up. A big 1v1 on the right side of our screens. And it's Sib who's able to take it. And now it is Sib all left up by himself. A 1v2. It was a 1v3 previously. Made it close earlier. And in a very similar spot to the map. We'll see if the plant can go down. But job number 1 is really to try to find another pick.
Yeah, he has a lot more time on the clock this time around. Try to clutch up this round for his squad. Going to begin Celium and Simp. You know they're running around as an army of 2, and it's only a matter of moments before Simp is going to decide to attack. Great shots to hit that route on the flank. Wins the one-on-one versus Accuracy, and then stays alive long enough to find a final kill onto Simp. Does not miss a single bullet. That's Simp the pimp right there. Atlanta Faze. Game point.
And right now for Atlanta, trying to improve their Search Destroy record versus Surge on the season. Currently 5-2, trying to make it 6-2. And they are also 2-0 versus Surge on Hotel S&D so far throughout this year. Obviously trying to make it 3-0 and 1 round away from doing it. But if we know anything about this matchup historically, the game is never done until the W pops up on your screen. Surge very much so still have a chance. But it all starts with a round like this, and maybe it all starts with an opening pick. Mag tagged up. Thankfully has some teammates to rely on. Freddie Abizi will close that door and make things a little bit easier to establish himself in the base. That is going to be a headache to deal with if you're McKenzie.
Oh yeah, because now you're just checking all the different angles where Abizi can potentially be.
Hello.
Not gonna invest that dead silence. It's time for Abizi to strike. He finds another first blood onto the map. Now Atlanta Faze puts themselves in a 4v3 situation. You should potentially be able to get that bomb down, but Sib is causing them problems from bottom luggage. Fred pops that dead silence. Might be time to go, but Sib takes care of him. 4v2. Atlanta Faze looking to close this one out now.
And Accuracy throws a nade, says a prayer. Tries to gun Sib. 30 seconds still to go, and as Sib will fall, it is all up to the Iceman. 1v4, and he's got everybody staring at him. Atlanta Faze respond
messed up on this match specifically, and it was Seattle who were able to walk away with it in a clean 3-0. Seattle have just been outstanding when it came to control all throughout stage 4. They go 4-1, and a majority of their success was on this map. The last 5 times that they played some El Asilo, it's been all W. So for Atlanta Faze, I'm pretty sure we all know that they are one of the best teams on the map on defensive side, and that's due to the amount of slaying that they're able to bring. But Seattle Surge, last time they played, Seattle Surge, every time they went 2 down and Atlanta Faze are starting to get aggressive on the map, playing for that map control, Seattle Surge are able to shut down that pressure and eventually stack the points. So has to be a different game plan if you are Atlanta Faze. When you find the kills, let's just play our corners this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we had the chance to talk with Revan from the Seattle Surge coming into Major 4, and he was like, yeah, it was a little difficult for us when Fortress was removed. It was such a great map for us when it came down to our rotation. We had to adapt, right? We had to get better at Hotel. We especially had to get better at El Asilo, and boy, have they, Jay. As you said, all 4 of their dubs and Major 4 on Control have come on this very map in a most recent 3-0 Smackfest versus Faze. So Surge trying to continue their dominance. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, trying to figure things out, trying to go back to the drawing board and see what works. But the number one thing that I remember, man, when we saw this matchup happen just a week ago, was how efficient Seattle was in getting segments. It felt like every single life, every single team fight, they were walking away with some ticks, and right now they've got their first one on the board.
Yeah, first one already done at B, but Slasher and Sullivan are able to combine for 2, making all 3 dead in the feed. Farthest player pushed up is going to be accuracy, so he has to be focused on, and Simp, with that attack 56 in hand, is able to take him down. So time to hit that reset button. If you are Seattle, probably hit that rotation over to Ray. Now that you find a couple kills on the map, but Atlanta Faze, they're just keeping the kills stagnant. Not going to clean 2 to 3 dead. Always staying pushed up on the map, maintaining map control is making it a lot more difficult for Seattle to try to get out of their spawn. But finally, they're able to get on the B point. Second segment about to be it.
And this is usually where Seattle can start to wield their magic. However, accuracy and his wand pretty much hit the deck very, very quick. And now it is up to Pred. That second segment does not come in on B. That is a huge stoppage there if you're Atlanta. As we said, a Seattle team that just seems to be figuring out El Asilo attack so well has absolutely been thwarted potentially here in round number 1. We'll see what Pred can try to do. Goes low, he eventually falls, and that should be it. Doesn't look like anybody from Seattle is going to be able to get on any of these objectives. So very solid first round, Sim. Oh, so close. They had some numbers as well, but Faze do just enough to squeak by in that round 1, Jay. Solid defense.
Oh, solid defense. Only allowing 1 segment as well. We're worried about Atlanta Faze losing those map control whenever they lost a couple of those gunfights, but every time 2 went dead, they had the answer immediately to find 2 of their own. Could never allow Seattle Surge to get fully set up or fully dedicate themselves on how they wanted to attack the map, as Atlanta Faze come out strong on the first defense to go up 1-0.
We'll see what they can try to do now on the attacking side. Oftentimes, as we talk about, man, when it comes down to Control, when it comes down to El Asilo, you need to have the Slayers, right? You need to be able to get out of your base. And it just feels like versus this Surge team who just has the ability to match you in that slaying from time to time. They're going to need some crafty plays, going to need some players to go on some sprees. It needs to be a team effort. And right now, Simp trying to lead the charge. Does eventually fall, but definitely set things open and allowed for a bit more map control from his squad mates. And now it appears that the initial A attack now has decided to be a rotation over at B. And right now they've got numbers. This could be a very quick B zone.
This is the perfect rotation from Atlanta Faze. They know how easy it is to take control of A. We want to get B, which is the more difficult point, out of the way first.
Oh.
BZ still staying alive in towards bottom. Tools, him and Slasher combined for 2. Second segment is already going to be complete. As Atlanta Faze should find themselves in the situation to extend this time by a minute. Closest player pushed up is going to be Mac. You take care of him. B point is all going to be yours. And now this can get scary if you are Seattle. Now that's 3 dead in the feed. You know you're getting those back left spawns. Now you have to get out of this base with Slasher and Cellium trying to trap you. This is not good signs for Seattle.
It is not. I was going to say Pred actually ends up taking down both Slasher and Simp. So you saw those two really just trying to get in Surge's base, make them have to work for every single inch of map positioning. They eventually get dealt with, but there is still a setup now from Atlanta. Cellium does get wiped away, and so now it is only Abizi who is past that 50-yard line. But Slasher continues to be a difference maker. Take a look at that scoreline, Jay. The man is 15-4.
That's all dead. The Liddy goat. He said, I'm a little bit different on land. And so far, he is showing it. As the first segment is already in, you have top radio control. Seattle, it's time to go, because it's going pretty damn quick. That's already 2 ticks in. 3 plants from Seattle towards bottom gym, and Slasher cuts down 2. That's 3 dead. Make it all 4. Atlanta Faze come out and dominate in the first defense and make it even more dominant on the attacking round to go up 2-0.
My word, Thanos. Bringing out one of the Infinity Stones, a reality one at that. A reality check here for Surge, as that is just one of the more dominant rounds that you will see on El Asilo this season. I know we can't see Slasher, but I see those hands moving a little bit. You can see the man is hype, trying to coordinate what would be one of the faster El Asilo controls that we would see on this year, if they can lock up this third and final round. But this has just been excellent work, Jay. We were talking about how it needs to be a team effort. And right now, it is the old man on the squad, the old head, doing everything right now for the team. 1 away from the cruise. Trying to beat accuracy, and there you go. Cruise missile in the back pocket. Looks to put in some shots onto Civ, but that is wonderful work coming in from Slasher there.
First segment, pretty sure does not get complete yet, but you still have Fred roaming around towards this courtyard side. It's going to be able to complete for now, but that's 3 to end in the feed.
Oh, why am I muted?
You still putting that pressure on over towards
I didn't say
A,
anything
so
really worth anything. I was just saying Slasher's just on one right now.
Abizi with that silence invested should be able to come up.
Didn't even realize my shit was muted.
From Seattle get a couple freebies, only takes down Pred, but his teammates now know where the pressure's coming from.
So now a current 2 versus 2. Obviously, this is a massive fight in the middle. So Max able to win that. And now here for Seattle, what goes from a 2v2 is now a 4v1.
Comes a Slasher, cruise missile.
Looking to bring in reinforcements from the skies. Homing missile inbound. And that cruise missile is able to deliver onto accuracy. So with that Surge, they have to separate. They have to scatter. 1 zone captured at B, 1 at A. But boy, do you need something special. Time continues to tick, and Pred, he's not finding those typical kills, but thankfully his teammates are able to focus, outselling him, and from there, if you're Seattle, you gotta hop on this point, try and stop the time, as they'll be able to do that for the moment. And really, it's just a matter of playing for picks. All of these mean so much right now for Surge, as that's now gonna be Pred's 3rd in a row trying to finalize things here at A.
Yeah, A's gonna be done and dusted. Good work from Seattle. The windows key gunfights over towards Radio Tower. Once you take control of that side of the map, A should be pretty free. Now
Simp,
it's all about
2
finding
big kills.
kills on the exit. Simp finds 2, Slasher finds a 3rd. The knife is out for Slasher. He does not spot Simp, but at least now, Seattle have somewhat map control, because on the opposite side of the map, the Tiny Terrors are super aggressive in towards white. Abizi finds his 2nd, and now you're forcing Seattle Surge to overextend every life.
Props to Sib. I don't know if he spawned there or if he just instantly ran through the middle. I was gonna say he just instantly got past that 50-yard line, finds a pick. So there was still a glimmer of hope. Absolutely, if you're Surge, you had that extra minute, and now that zone begins to fly. What could be the final major team fight of this game continues to favor the boys on Faze. Mac will fall. Pred, the last one alive. And right now, he's trying to deliver as much as he can to the team, whether it's kills, whether it's communication, or some long shots. Putting in some work as Surge, trying to bring this one back the best way possible, but
Simp 2 down.
Ends up getting 2. This is completely
Slasher another.
Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Like, Pred gets the info onto Simp. He gets him absolutely 1 shot, but his teammates cannot find a trade, and he has not dropped ever since. Earns himself the cruise missile. With only 20 seconds left. Now you can invest that just in case it gets a little scary, but this is looking like a clean 3-0 from Atlanta.
It absolutely is. The time is ticking away.
Yeah,
this
here
cruise
comes
missile
the
is more like
cruise.
a firework as Faze come through here on El Asilo control, and absolutely
Nicely done from Faze to take map 3 control. Only 1 round away from.
Just a week ago, they were the ones walking away with the 3-0 here on El Asilo.
That was nicely done from Faze, as you hear my dogs barking in the background. Let's just get into map 4 here. Looks like it's Hydro. Hydro Hardpoint. Be right back.
Hydro Hardpoint, game number 4. What could be the final resting place of this series, or maybe the start of something special? Water routes indeed. It's easy. Decide to go on and put on that snorkel. Be ready, folks. Snorkels and snakes are absolutely ahead here on Hydro, and it's Faze who wins that opening engagement. That's not going to be the first, rather, that's not going to be the only time that we see Abizi and Pred face off against each other. And hopefully, we'll see more of those gun engagements on land. But it is always fun to watch a few of those water battles go down. First, 30 seconds already off of P1. As both teams, very much so, just trying to control, looking to work for that right side of the map. As currently it is Faze in control of it. We'll see how long that they can maintain that, as we've got some more water routes coming in.
Yeah, some more water routes coming in for Seattle Surge, or specifically out of Pred, who swims all the way from the middle of the map all the way towards the back rock with that dead silence invested. So a couple players for Atlanta Faze spawning out. They should get the info that there's potentially a player in towards the back. Pred does not spot Abizi, at least for now, but Atlanta Faze, they're currently holding on from the front side of the hill. Seattle Surge trying to set up the pitch.
This has just been a journey and a half for Pred. It felt like a trilogy was going on when it came down to his pursuit of the P2 spawns, but that chapter will close, and now for Faze, it will only continue to build. 35 seconds still to go. Sid with a crucial double kill. Now we'll set things up quite nicely. Faze beginning to spawn on out, and that is absolute beams coming in from the Iceman. Half the time is still left, and Surge have broken right on forward. Excellent work coming in from them, considering that they had no right of getting those P2 spawns. As Pred looking to deliver. It is now 3 in a row. Make it 4.
Oh, the Predator is striking, man. He's starting to feel himself. Eventually does get shut down by Abizi. But that's such a great break from Seattle Surge to give himself a nice little 15-point lead off the rotation. Atlanta Faze are going to be set up nice and early. Look how they're playing this as well. You have Slasher all the way pushed out towards top rock. You also had Simp on the opposite side of the map, just creating layers for their team to get some great uncontested time. Fortunately, with Slasher dropping, now the front end is open. Seattle Surge, they can put on the pressure.
Yeah, that's a great call, man. It felt like absolutely layers in that moment. And so Abizi, given the fact that really his 2 interim in the filling, he's the one that has to fly on forward. Wonderful work from Surge. Able to pick apart a few of these players. However, for Atlanta, you're just trying to hold them off for as long as you can. It's okay if you're not necessarily winning the slaying battles, as long as they're not the ones in the objective. But Seattle, it took them a while, but they eventually break on forward. 20 seconds is all they could potentially be getting when it comes down to this pursuit. It's all-out headbutt going on right now here inside of the point. Back and forth we go. And while it's Surge who have a moment there, it is ultimately Faze who come away with the majority of the time.
No, it's Faze that come away with a majority of the time, but for that next hill, they do not have the spawns. They're all the way across the map, so Seattle should have some good uncontested time to start off this hill. As Sim and Pred are the aggressors on the map.
Well, it seems like so far our podcast predictions, if Faze goes on to win this, will be perfect so far.
That player is now going to fall into the hands of Active Sheet. The stun comes in, you get the info, you know where the pressure is coming from, and so far, 20 uncontested seconds from Seattle Surge to take the lead right on back. It's been a great hold.
Absolutely has. Abizi trying to dodge all the tacticals, even underwater. Yes, they can explode. Wow. I'm not sure if that's actually real or not, but it doesn't matter. Abizi, almost fictional at this point, manages to make his way through, and from there, it is a lovely little break toward the back here from Atlanta. Also, keep in mind, not just the fights that are going on here, but the fights that are going on the left side of your screen. Some big brawls going down, and it feels like it's Atlanta who are coming out on top of every single one of them. But now to the final hard point of the first side of rotations. It is basically a neck and neck game. Faze with the bodies in the hill, but it's Surge with the spawns. We'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah, Surge just got to take their time, man. You cannot lose the gunfights that essentially spawn all the way across the map, because every single player from Atlanta Faze is watching a certain angle. Semsy can teach me a couple few ones, as he's going to put that pressure on from the top end. At least finds the first. The trade is there from Celium. And even with Seattle Surge having the back spawns, they cannot find an opening. So already, better setups from Atlanta Faze. Crossfires are there, and it's leading to some much needed time. Oh my!
Abizi, 3 big kills.
Wonderful work coming in from half of the Tiny Terror duo. Now on 5, make it 6. Doesn't matter, Vaznev or Tak, the man can truly do it all. Wonderful work in the last hard point, and now the man is also trying to think about rotations. Get you a player that can do it all. And Abizi, absolutely that guy, fires off a few random bullets And both of them connect there onto the Iceman. As we'll go back toward P1, but we know it. Abisi trying to go for the more valuable piece. Here on Hydro, brings in that streak, and we'll see what he can do with it. Very much so, still a thorn in the side of Surge.
Still a thorn on the side, but his teammates dropping the cruise missile. Gets the info, but it's not able to get anything with it. So Seattle Surge maintaining the better side of the map. They know that Abisi's still on the opposite side.
Slasher still on one.
Back, and his teammate and Simp is able to spawn on him. So now Seattle Surge, this is where the game can start to get out of hand. You have to find a break onto this P1. You have to at least put yourself in a position to get some time off of P2, because Atlanta Faze, they're looking like they're starting to run away with it. Oh man, every kill is going in their favor. This has been great hard point from Atlanta.
And I will say at the same time, though, man, it felt like whenever Abisi's calling in that streak, like if you're Surge, you got to prioritize that. You got to be aware of the fact that he's just hanging out. You know he's going on a spree. You know who is bringing in that streak. Just feels like a moment maybe where the communication starts to fail you a bit, but right now for Surge, they are staring at a mountain. One that they are going to have to try and overcome starting now. Let's step aside and see how the comms are sounding currently for Seattle Surge.
For Abisi. Yeah, in the back, then.
Nice, AP1, look open.
One shot, close, in close, absolute. I'm trying to get close, absolute. One tap, close. Shoot him. Nothing well left. They missed the nades. Try to get a trophy on. Yeah, I got you. They could be pushing. They're back left on me, downstairs.
One more minute. 2P1 guys, 2P1, last 2P1. They won't miss. Last 2P1, watch this cross, bro. Last 2P1.
One shot, top blue himself. I'm dead. Top blue, absolute.
I'll get your cross, I have your cross, stay down.
He's laying down, globe cut dead. Bottom globe.
I have your cross.
He's shelling. One more globe cut too. They're both there.
He crossed now.
One more globe cut. One more time.
Coming down there.
Hey, enemies. Close right corner.
One shot. Needed, bro. Front door time. Nice.
Nothing else close. Are you gonna swim? I'm gonna go P1. Nothing close hut. He could be on the bridge heady. He's not close. Bridge heady. He's globe cut in bottom globe now.
Bottom globe, one shot. Bottom globe, one shot.
P5 going pun. You might reflank the back if you're in the back. You might reflank green. Green, absolute and green south. Top window, absolute. Went bottom.
And the communication right there from Seattle is calm, cool, and collective. And you can hear accuracy on the end of that P2. I have your cross. So now Chow, unfortunately, play on the hill. Chow's and Sip is able to find the break. And now making a little bit more time for Seattle Surge to eventually get in towards this P3 hill. But by the time they get here, everyone gets cut down. Atlanta Faze already reaching that 200-point mark. We were worried about their hard
only going to be about 25 points away from winning if they hold this.
Everything going their way. 40 points away from them closing out the series.
And it's just so respectable to look at. I mean, like I said, they're up by 100 right now. We just saw them come off the 3-0 on LSCLO. These are two maps today. I know we've talked, but we got to stress this more. These are two maps where they pretty much, I don't want to say got dominated on, but just did not look solid against Surge. We jump in toward land. Faze says, yeah, we want to play them again. And you can see the work that they have been putting in on the back end in preparation for Major 4. This is an Atlanta team who is absolutely been in the lab in preparation for their revenge here versus Surge. And a prime spot to do it. And there's really only one hard point that could set them into the driver's seat. Celium, last player alive toward the back. See what he can try to accomplish. That's going to be two.
Oh,
nearly makes it three. Pred stays alive, keeping Surge up for the moment.
But you're not even mad about that if you are Atlanta Faze. You kept Seattle off the time, even with them having those early spawns, with everyone just staying alive in their positions. And now you can eventually hop on that time to try to close out this game. You cannot win in here, but this is some good time if you can get this final 8 seconds. Forcing Seattle Surge on that early rotation. It has to be perfect hard point from here on out. Last time they were at the P5, they had the back spawns, but there was no one in towards the hill. A full 60 hold from Atlanta Faze.
See all the info.
Invest that cruise missile. Get that info for his teammates, who trying to eventually set up that pinch as Simp is working his way up the warehouse.
A great start
there
for
MC.
All three.
Oh, that's it.
Oh my.
That is all.
Oh, that's all she wrote.
It's a team kill, but it should not matter. Faze,
3 seconds. Wait, no, not quite.
It's so close. It was so close. They had it. They felt like
they spawned close.
Right there.
Wait, they got 3 down again.
It looks like the final
now they got him.
Are gonna go their way, and there
Faze going to take map 4 and win this game in the rematch against Seattle Surge. leaving us perfect from our podcast predictions so far. In winners, round 1, it looks like we got a Slasher post-game interview. Let's check it out.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, listen, coming into this, some of the comments I was reading on Reddit or wherever it was, just you guys suck, you don't have it anymore. Listen, you were the scapegoat for a lot of it. I know you're not big on social and not much Faze you at this point, but like, I'm seeing drop Slasher and he doesn't have what it takes and blah, 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 blah. And you guys come in here and handle business, but I just want to hear from you, like, at this point in your career, like, that type of stuff Faze you at all anymore?
Nah, not really. I really don't care what people have to say at this point. I've literally proved everything for 10 years. I've done it all. I've won it all. Like, it doesn't matter to me. And honestly, too, like, I knew the situation coming in that I was going to be the scapegoat if we weren't winning. Sure. That's just the situation I'm in. I like the pressure, though. You know, I can always handle it. And, yeah, this past stage, like, we've been playing pretty poor. It's obvious I've been playing poor. I was really sick, too, to be fair. I mean, that's not full excuse, but, like, my practice was just terrible and stuff like that. So I'm starting to feel a little better now, and obviously I played better, too. So, yeah, we're actually good. Who thought?
Wild concept. No, I'll like gas you sometimes and just get flack for. I'm like, well, you guys, like, listen, it's just the expectation for you. Like, you've been number 1 in CDL points every year, like Faze has, like highest average placement. Like, yeah, you don't win every event, but like you guys have what 2/3 in a first place. Like, you're doing all right. But now, listen, I talk to Chris a lot. Obviously, I game with him every single day. Crowder, the coach, and I know you guys have been working really hard on changing some things in how you guys play. And it seems frustrating because I know how the scrims go sometimes, and you guys are disgusting. And then it's like you get to the match, and sometimes things fall short. What's kind of been difficult sometimes just playing the same way you do in scrims?
That's the tough thing, right? Because you don't play too many matches, so it's hard to work on something like that. We can only just keep, you know, hammering it down and stuff like that and keep trusting the process. And as long as we have faith in each other and faith in the game plan and stick to it, like, we're going to be all right. Like, right there, like, the Hydro online versus them, we kind of got smoked. And I feel like we were in full control the whole time and played the map well. So it's just about, honestly, we just need, like, a little spark, I feel like, in hardpoint. And once we get that spark under our belt, we're going to be dominant in all 3 modes.
Well, yeah, it's just funny because, like, I don't know how else to word it. Like, with the caliber of talent on the team, you guys struggling at hardpoint is just silly. Like, it feels like you shouldn't, but you guys have. But you're working on stuff, and then for you individually, yeah, you came in, and I know there was some flack and stuff. You don't care, but like, you came in and you played really well. It had to feel good just to. I mean, maps 2 and 3 dominated.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels well to play like good, right? But yeah, I don't know. Just coming into the event, I knew, like, the situation at hand. I knew I had to play better and play better for my guys because I've been letting them down on the online stage. So I'm happy to get one under my belt. But that's only the first series of the event, so I got to keep it up.
Well, hell of a win. And, like, you've had these crazy series, I think, always with Surge. But this one, you guys, you come in, you handle business. Thank you, as always. That'll do it here for me and Slasher. We'll get back over to the desk.
All right. That's also going to do it here for us on the hard carry. Also, all for today, we have lots of losers round matches tomorrow, starting at 11. I get them posted as soon as we get them done. I appreciate you guys' love, like, and subscribe for more CDL content.